Which way am I going?
Next bus coming, you on the way.
What's going on, people? What's going on, family? On this Friday night, you're watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. I'm your host, Bernard Watts. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you don't mind. Hit that notification button. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. If you run across this video and if you tune in for the first time, let us know what state that you are representing, because we know Georgia is in the house. We already know Texas, they stay in the house. Florida, North Carolina, California, New York, yeah, they in the house. North Carolina is in the house. Colorado is in the house. I see you, Denver. I see you, Denver. Appreciate y'all tonight. Once again, thank you for watching Sports Talk with B. Watt. Hey, got one of the best chat room on YouTube. They are down in the comments. Hey, feel free to jump down in that comments with them. Tonight, we're just going to talk about Shedeur Sanders for 29 more minutes. 29 more minutes. Shedeur Sanders is on track to be QB1. So far, hey, Shedeur Sanders is in Colorado. He's in Colorado, and he's getting that workout on. He ran into Coach Prime today. I saw the video and seen his workout videos. He doing what Andrew Berry wanted him to do. Get in that weight room. Get physically fit, because it's going to be a 17-game long season just for the regular season. Then we got the playoffs and we got the Super Bowl. Yeah, I said we got the playoff and the Super Bowl. I ain't taking it back. We all on an even field. Everybody. No games have been played. I don't know what team in the NFL ain't trying to get to the Super Bowl. Wow. I know Shedeur want to get there. Yeah, I know y'all ain't Cleveland fan, but I get that. But that's our goal. So Shedeur Sanders is in Cleveland, working out, trying to get right, and finna get ready to turn up this year. Now, it's Shedeur time. It is his time. He ain't got to worry about no more distraction. He ain't got to worry about Kevin Stefanski and the coaching staff, the offensive coordinator going against him. He ain't got to worry about Deshaun Watson nor Dylan Gay, because those two will be put together to see who's going to be Shedeur bag up. That's just the plan. I don't care what Cleveland media say. I don't care what Todd Monken say. Todd Monken was hired for one reason and one reason only. One reason and one reason only. Can you develop Shedeur Sanders into a better quarterback than Kevin Stefanski did? Because the owner came out and said, hey, we should have won more games than we did. We should have won more games than that. And the only person that won games at that quarterback position was Shedeur Sanders. So it's Shedeur Sanders' time as QB1 for the Cleveland Browns. They done went through Joe Flacco. They done went through a lot of quarterbacks in their past 30 years. Still haven't found their franchise quarterback. But this year, they're going to discover that Shedeur Sanders is their franchise quarterback. He just got to continue to put that work in, get to know that playbook, and play on time. And I expect Shedeur Sanders to go out there and show out, because he knows what's at hand. Shedeur knows what's at hand. This year, they got to win. He got a first-time head coach in Todd Monken, and he got to win too. Because if he don't win, he out that door. And if Shedeur don't win, they looking for draft another quarterback next year. They will draft one if they don't win but 3 to 5 games. So I'm looking for Shedeur to at least win 10 games this year. Got to win 10 out of 17 if he want to remain the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. It is what it is. It's harsh, but it is what it is, because they're going to give Shedeur the reins to see if he's that guy. They gonna get him the reins. He ain't got to worry about no distractions. He ain't got to worry about the media. All he got to do is go out there and perform. Because so far, Andrew Berry has rebuilt that offensive line for him. And if he go out there and perform at a, man, he at least got to be probably 15th best quarterback in the league. It's going to be his job. He's going to be the franchise quarterback. Out of 32 teams, if Shedeur Sanders, a top 15 quarterback, he's going to be good. He's going to be good, especially in his second year. If he top 15 performance-wise as a quarterback, this will be Shedeur Sanders' team. It'll be Shedeur Sanders' team to me. So, once again, like I said, he's going into his second year. I expect good things from Shedeur Sanders. Todd Monken must develop Shedeur this offseason. Coming up to OTAs, minicamp, training camp, Todd Monken must focus on getting Shedeur Sanders ready for this upcoming season. And Shedeur got to, he got to lock in. I know he's going to lock in. You got to put out all the distractions. Don't worry about his Twitter. Don't worry about the music. Don't worry about them commercials. Just lock in. Lock in. Nothing but being the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. You got to lock in. It's his second year. I'm telling you, they ready to jump on him already. You know the Cleveland media, they ready for him. One interception or anything. Anything can go wrong, they gonna jump on him. And I'm here to push back on him. Because Shedeur Sanders, it's gonna work out for you, big dog. It's gonna work out for Shedeur. Now, they have addressed the offensive line through free agents. They haven't did anything at the wide receiver, nor a running back, nor a cornerback, nor a tight end. Who else? They need another safety. They haven't addressed none of those positions so far in free agent. So this upcoming draft, April the 23rd through the 25th, is a must. They must continue to add good players on this roster so that Shedeur can show you his greatness. And when you look at the wide receiver room, they need to address and make that wide receiver better. I know a lot of people probably don't want to hear. I know a lot of people don't agree. But Jerry Jeudy going to be that number one wide receiver, and they must add some pieces to it to complement him. Because I believe right now, Jerry Jeudy the best thing on their team. He's the best player on their team. So when you look at the draft, this upcoming draft, which wide receiver the Browns should draft in this upcoming draft? There's a lot of them in there. They'll have some chance. They will have a chance to get at least one. I think they should get two. My first two picks. They don't have to stay at that number 6 pick. They can move down and still get two good wide receivers. So when you look at it now, when you look at this, which one of these wide receivers you prefer out of these three right here that the Cleveland Browns should get for Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns offense? Which wide receiver? Is it Cornell Tate that you would prefer? Jordan Tyson, you prefer? Or Micah Lemons? Which one of these wide receivers would you like to be paired with Jerry Jeudy and the rest of the wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns to help out the offense with Shedeur Sanders? Which one? Cornell Tate, Ohio State wide receiver, Jordan Tyson, Arizona State, Micah Lemons from USC. But you also got some more wide receivers that you can look at also. Man, you got Denzel Boston, which I think is a good wide receiver. He's different. He's different from the rest of these wide receivers. See, he's taller. He's 6'4", 210 pounds. He'll be devastating down there in that red zone. Oh man, she's doing that lob that thing up in it. Also on yesterday, they had a top 30 visit wide receiver, KC Concepcion from the Texas A&M football team. So they had him also. This will be interesting to see. I like Denzel Boston. I think he should be one of the second wide receivers that they pick up. I got to go with Cornell Tate and Denzel Boston. Those are two wide receivers I want to see play with Shedeur Sanders. I just do. Man, you put those two wide receivers with Shedeur and Jerry Judy, man, they'll take it. They will, man, they will tear the AFC North up, man, with them weapons they got, man. With them weapons they got, man, he really go either way. You really can. I like them all. I like them all. I just want two of them. They need to get two of them. They definitely need to get two wide receivers in this upcoming draft. It don't matter where they draft them at. They can trade out of that number 6 pick, move down some, and still pick up two wide receivers. They'll still have enough picks to find an offensive tackle if they're interested in that, which I'm sure they are, because they got 9 picks in this upcoming draft. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I believe they're going to do. I believe their first 2 picks going to be a wide receiver, and they'll pick up an offensive lineman, their first offensive lineman, at that 39th pick in the second round. And there's a reason why you start hearing certain things about Caleb Proctor, Alabama lineman, the offensive tackle for Alabama. It's been reported out there they're looking hard at him. They said the offensive line coach, George Warhawk, he liked those big offensive linemen. So they're looking at Caleb Proctor from Alabama and Bell from Miami. That's the talk. That's what I'm hearing. That's what they're looking at for as the offensive line. That's what the talk. But for as wide receivers, I got to go with Cornell Tate and Boston. Boston from Washington Huskies would be a good addition. He's just big and long. Man, he can catch the ball at his highest point. His catch radius is wide. I mean, wide. Real wide. So, and then again, once again, like I just said before, they brought this wide receiver, KC Concepcion, in yesterday. The intel must be saying that, hey, this the guy they be looking at. Anytime they bring a player in from their top 30 visit, 9 times out of 10, they're going to draft one of these players if they don't brought them in. That's why you don't hear them going to a combine. You don't hear them going to nobody pro day. You don't hear Andrew Berry at nobody pro day, Todd Monken's at nobody pro day. They watching films and they doing interviews because they done brought most of these guys in for the top 30 visit. And 9 times out of 10, if they brought you in a top 30 visit, they are considering drafting you. They just are. So once again, I like Boston. I like him. I just like his measurement, his size. 6'4". Cleveland don't have no wide receiver that's 6'4". I don't like the wide receiver that they got on roster right now, and Cedric Tillman. He just haven't shown me anything right now. So that's why I'm saying that about Boston. Boston would be a good addition for Shedeur Sanders, especially down in that red zone, third down. You can look for him. Pass really don't have to be all of that because he got a big catch radius. And that means a lot for a quarterback. It really do. It just really do. That's what I like to see for Shedeur. I really would. A bigger wide receiver than the ones they got. You know, he got Isaiah Bond. He's a short wide receiver, but he's a speedy guy. And you got who else? And you got the tight end, Harold Fannin, along with Jerry Judy and Cedric Tim. Then you got Gage, Lavendor. You know, those are smaller wide receivers. Shedeur need a bigger wide receiver. So that's the combination I would like. And that's what I would like more for Shedeur Sanders. So that's my take on that. And for the offensive lineman, like I said, they looking at Caleb Proctor for Alabama. And also they looking at Bell from Miami. They could go that route. Or they could be fooling us. They could be fooling me. At that number 6 pick, they could still go to Freely from the University of Georgia. No, that's where Todd Monken's got his roots. And I'm sure Kirby Smart, the head coach, is in his ear about him. He probably know a lot about him. So that's Freely measurements right there. He's 6'7". He weighed 315 pounds. His 40-yard dash was 4.93. That's pretty fast for a guy that's 315 pounds. He did his vertical jump, as you see right there on the screen. For a big guy, that's pretty impressive. Vertical jump was 33.5. His broad jump was 9.07. Frieda looked like a good athlete for his size, y'all. This dude's 6'7", 315 pounds. He ran a 4.9 in the 40. Look at this dude, vertical jump. Look at his broad jump. For a guy that weighed 315 pounds, yeah, shoot, dog, boy. Yeah, he pretty good athlete, y'all. Freeland might be the man. He might be the guy. But it's just hard for me to believe they will waste. I ain't saying waste, but draft a lineman at that 6th pick. Man, you draft somebody in the top 10 in the draft, I don't care what draft it is, he better be a Hall of Famer at the end of his career. And he sure better be an all-pro. That's why I'm saying you need to trade out of that number 6, pick up another extra pick, because I don't see nobody in this draft going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm going to keep it real with you. I haven't seen anyone, not even the quarterback from Indiana. Me personally, I think he's going to be a bust. I'm that big. I ain't hating on him. I don't wish him no bad luck. I just believe Fernando Mendoza is going to be a bust because he don't have no athletic traits. Only thing he was doing at Indiana, he was getting the ball out fast and throwing those back shoulder fade throws. That was it. Every now and then he'd throw the ball downfield. They would catch, but he didn't have no athletic ability. He couldn't run. He couldn't escape the pocket. And then he going to the and then he going to the Las Vegas Raiders. No offensive line. They don't have no number 1 wide receiver. I just don't see it. I'm serious. I don't see it in it. I don't know what everybody else said. He had a good team around him. That's why he was good. He had much mature and older guys. Shit, their team averaged about 25 to 27 years old. They were playing 21 and 22 years old players. So that's just me on that. Hey, he could be out. He could turn and be out to be one of the great ones, but I don't see it in him. He didn't impress me. Now his team and his head coaching staff, they looked good. He got them ready, so I can't knock him on that. Another topic that everybody is talking about when it comes to the Cleveland Browns. Would you trade? Yeah. Would you trade Myles Garrett? Should they trade Myles Garrett? Look at him. Why would the Cleveland Browns want to trade the best player in the game? Now, there's a lot of people want. Hey, there's a lot of people want that. I'm trying to figure out who in this draft you're trying to stock up on picks. You're saying you want 3 first rounders. What can you do in this draft to make up what Myles Garrett is doing? It ain't nobody in this draft gonna get out there and be the sack leader of the whole NFL. Nobody. Nobody. Cleveland Browns got their own star on the defensive side. He the one who keep them in the game. Myles Garrett keep them in the game. So why in the heck I want to trade Myles Garrett? I wouldn't give a damn somebody offer me 5 number 1 picks. The answer is no. Myles Garrett, 29 years old. He's 30 years old. That would be crazy. Listen, if they trade Myles Garrett and get 3 or 4 first-round picks, and this upcoming season, they don't win but 3 to 5 games, they going to fire. They're going to fire the general manager. They're only going to fire the general manager, Andrew Berry. He's going to fire the head coach, and they're going to trade Shedeur just to show up 1, 2, 3. You ain't win but 3 games. You didn't win but 3 to 5 games. Why am I going to keep you? You don't trade away the best player that I ever had. It ain't like this owner won't get rid of nobody now. It ain't like this owner won't get rid of nobody. He ain't promised them that. Go out there and lose 3 games. Hey, go out there and don't win but 3 games. Go out there and don't win but 3 games. Andrew Berry, out of there. Todd Monken, 5. Shedeur Sanders, you out of there. That owner will do that, man, 94. All of them gone. You trade Myles Garrett just to get 3 picks in the first round. That owner gonna hire somebody to draft another quarterback, and we all know who that is. Arch Manning. And they're gonna start all over. That's what the Cleveland Browns been doing last 30 years since Bernie Kosar. Starting all over. Resetting. So if you trade Myles Garrett and your defense don't turn out to be good like they was last year, all of them gone. Every last one of them. A whole new regime will be in Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders will be out there with Shiloh. Trade Myles Garrett and see. Watch, Cleveland Browns ain't going to win no game this year. No way. You don't know what they're going to do. The Cleveland Browns is not that far away, like many people are trying to say and proclaim. Only reason people want the Cleveland Browns to trade Myles Garrett because they don't rock with the Cleveland Browns. You don't heard J.R. Boston. You don't heard Uncle Steve. The doo-doo Brown. They the Brown. They the do stupid stuff. Now, that would be stupid to trade Myles Garrett. They don't rock with Cleveland. They want Cleveland to lose. They don't want Cleveland to win. So you got to want Cleveland to win because of Shedeur. You trade Myles Garrett, I guarantee they won't win. Ain't nobody in this draft going to go out there and do what Myles Garrett done did. Nobody. Nobody. You can get picks from next year, 27, 28, and 29. They still won't win this upcoming season. And if they don't win no more than 3 to 5 games, they out of there. All 3 of them. General manager, head coach, and Shedeur. General manager Andrew Berry, head coach Todd Monken, he just got there. And Shedeur Sanders, he just started. They out of there. They out of there. They're going to get a general manager. They're going to get a new head coach. And they get them two right there going to pick their own quarterback. So no way I will want Myles Garrett traded, especially this upcoming season. This is Shedeur debut. This is Shedeur chance to show the NFL he's him. He's him. So he need that defense to rock this year. He need that defense to keep the Cleveland Browns in the game so that Shedeur and this offense can catch up to the defense. Shedeur need Myles Garrett. The Cleveland Browns need Myles Garrett if they want to win. If somehow they end up trading Myles Garrett, they tanking. I'm saying it right now. If the owner and Andrew Berry trade Myles Garrett this year, they tanking and they set Shedeur up because they don't want to win. If they trade Myles Garrett, they going for Arch Manning. Yeah. They trade him, they want to. They going for Arch Manning. They done gave up on the head coach, Shedeur, and this upcoming season already if they trade Myles Garrett. Now, if you want to trade Myles Garrett 3 years from now, hey, that's fine. But if you trade Myles Garrett this upcoming season, you saying to your fan base and to the Cleveland Browns players, we ain't concerned about this year. That's my take on that. And I believe that to the depth of my heart. No way. Yep, a losing mentality. They've been losing for so long, they continue to kick the can down the field, kicking the can down the road every chance they get, chasing a quarterback when you fail to develop the quarterback that you got. You drafted 2 quarterbacks this past season. What it looked like you trying to find a quarterback a year from now. And you ain't developed one of them quarterbacks that you done got. That to the guy. That's just my take on that. But it's Shedeur Sanders' time. And hey, I want Shedeur to be successful. And you can win in the NFL with a good defense. You can win in the NFL with and good defense. You can. You really can. I think Shedeur Sanders is talented enough to win in the NFL. He just need a good defense, a good offensive line, and at least 2 wide receivers. He already got the tight end and a good running game. They can produce some wins. They can produce some wins. Yes, they can. All right? All right. All right, family. I appreciate y'all tonight. Thank you for watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. Hey, I'll be chatting with y'all the next time. All right? Y'all have a good night. I'm finna get in here and eat me something. I'm hungry. All right? Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for tuning in to Sports Talk with B. Watts. Have a good night, and I appreciate y'all.